Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive into something that I think a lot of you business owners out there are going to be really interested in.
Yeah.
It's all about the UK's Annual Investment Allowance.
The AIA.
AIA, yeah, exactly.
AIA.
So think of this as like your one-stop shop to really understanding what is it and how can you actually use it strategically
Yeah.
to benefit your business.
Yeah.
And our guide for today's deep dive is going to be a blog post from MANCO Accountants. And this was published pretty recently, November 25th, 2024.
Very recent.
Yeah, so this is hot off the press information.
Absolutely.
So you ready to unlock some serious tax savings?
I think so.
All right, let's get into it.
So the AIA, I like to think of it as like a golden ticket for your business expenses.
Okay.
It allows you to deduct the full cost
Wow.
of certain investments from your profits before you calculate your tax.
Okay, so that sounds amazing, but break it down for me like in practice.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm like a small business owner.
Sure.
What kind of things could I actually get this magic deduction on?
Right. Well, let's just say you need to kit out your office.
Uh-huh.
You need some new computers. You need some nice ergonomic chairs, maybe a fancy standing desk that you've had your eye on.
Uh-huh.
All of that is eligible for AIA. Or let's say you're in manufacturing. You need a brand new piece of equipment.
Right.
A high-tech laser cutter, for example. AIA can help you there, too.
So it's not just small stuff.
No.
This is like
Big stuff.
big equipment we're talking.
Absolutely.
Vehicles as well.
Vehicles.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
not talking about your sporty little company car here.
Okay.
But if you need a van to deliver your products or a truck for your construction business, that is definitely on the AIA list.
Okay, so no yachts for client entertainment then.
No.
All right, I'll stick to my office chair upgrade.
Exactly.
So this AIA thing is sounding pretty sweet so far.
It is.
But there's got to be a catch, right? There's always a limit.
You're right. There is a limit, but it's a pretty generous one.
Okay.
As of April 2023, it's permanently set at £1 million.
Hold on, £1 million.
That's not just generous. That's
Yeah.
practically a blank check for some businesses.
It's a fantastic opportunity for businesses to invest and grow.
Yeah.
Knowing that you have this consistent and substantial allowance can really empower you to make those big decisions and
Yeah.
take your business to the next level.
It's almost like the government is saying, go ahead, invest in your dreams.
Yeah,
We've got your back.
exactly.
But I have to ask, with a limit that high, are there any common mistakes
Yeah.
that businesses make when it comes to claiming AIA?
Yeah.
Do they get a little too trigger happy
Yes.
and end up like overspending or maybe trying to slip in some non-qualifying expenses?
You hit the nail on the head.
Good.
One of the most common mistakes
Yeah.
is claiming ineligible expenses. People get so excited about this incredible allowance that they forget to double check
Right.
if an item actually
They're
qualifies.
not trying to sneak in that company car.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like
So always remember to double check
Yeah.
and make sure your claim is legitimate. Another pitfall is poor record keeping.
Oh, record keeping, the bane of every business owner's existence. But I guess when it comes to something as valuable as this, it's worth the effort.
Absolutely. Think of it like you're building a solid case file for your AIA claim.
Okay.
You need to meticulously track every purchase you intend to claim.
Uh-huh.
Keep those invoices and receipts organized. They're your golden tickets.
So no stuffing receipts in shoeboxes then.
No.
Duly noted. But seriously, besides meticulous record keeping, what other tips do you have for businesses looking to really maximize these AIA benefits?
Strategic purchase planning is key.
Okay.
If you know you've got some big investments on the horizon, try and time those purchases so that they all fall within the same tax year.
Okay.
This is going to help you max out your AIA claim for that year
Right.
and potentially reduce your tax burden significantly.
So it's all about playing the long game and thinking strategically.
Absolutely.
I like it.
And remember, AIA isn't the only tool in the shed. Don't limit yourself. Explore other tax-saving opportunities that might be relevant to your business.
Right.
There's a whole world of potential savings out there.
It's like a treasure hunt for tax benefits.
Exactly.
I love it. But let's get back to AIA and its impact.
Yeah.
We've talked about how it can reduce your tax bill.
Yes.
But can you give us a concrete example of how this actually plays out
Yeah.
in the real world?
Imagine your company earns a healthy £300,000 in profit,
Okay.
and it invests £100,000 in that brand new piece of machinery we were talking about earlier.
Uh-huh.
With AIA, you can deduct that entire £100,000 from your taxable profits,
Wow.
meaning you're only taxed on £200,000 instead of the full $300,000.
Wow. That's a significant chunk of change.
It is.
We're not just talking about peanuts here.
No.
This is serious money that can be reinvested back into the business.
Yeah.
It's like a win-win situation. You get the essential assets and you get a nice tax break in the process.
Exactly. And the benefits don't stop there.
Okay.
Think about the cash flow boost that comes with a reduced tax bill.
Yeah.
That extra money can be reinvested back into your business,
Uh-huh.
fueling further growth and innovation. It's a positive cycle that can really propel your business forward.
So AIA is starting to sound less like a tax break and more like a secret weapon
It is a secret weapon.
for business growth.
Yeah.
But before we get too carried away, let's address something that I'm sure is on everyone's mind.
Yeah.
We've been throwing around this £1,000,000 figure.
Yes.
But what happens when a business's accounting period
Right.
doesn't align perfectly with the tax year?
Yeah.
How does AIA work in those situations?
That's a great question. It's actually a very common scenario, especially for businesses that operate on a financial calendar that doesn't follow that traditional April to March tax year.
Okay.
The key is to understand time apportionment.
Okay, time apportionment. I'm intrigued. Break it down for us.
Essentially, time apportionment is a way of adjusting the AIA limit based on the length of a business's accounting period.
Okay.
So if a business has an accounting period that's shorter than 12 months, their AIA limit will be reduced proportionally.
So it's like a prorated discount based
Yes.
on how much of the tax year their accounting period covers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, if their accounting period is longer than 12 months, their AIA limit might be increased proportionally.
Yeah.
It's all about making sure everything is fair and accurate,
Right.
regardless of a business's specific accounting cycle.
This is where having a good accountant can really pay off.
Definitely.
They can navigate these complexities
Yes.
and make sure you're claiming the correct amount,
Absolutely.
even if your accounting period throws a curveball.
Absolutely.
Well, this has been an eye-opening start to our deep dive.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground, but there's still so much more to explore. So stay tuned as we delve deeper into the strategic implications of AIA
Yes.
and how you can really leverage this powerful tool to achieve your business goals.
Yeah.
Stay with us.
It's really fascinating how this seemingly simple allowance can have these ripple effects throughout a business.
Yeah,
We often focus on the immediate tax savings,
right.
but I think the long-term implications are just as exciting.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's like that saying, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime.
Exactly.
AIA is more than just a quick tax break. It's like a tool that can really empower businesses
Yeah,
to kind of build that sustainable future.
exactly. By strategically using AIA,
Yeah.
businesses can create a much more favorable financial environment
Right.
that fosters growth and innovation.
Yeah.
It sets off this chain reaction where smart investments lead to tax savings, which then fuel further investments.
Yeah, it's like a snowball effect, gaining momentum and growing bigger and bigger over time.
Exactly.
But let's shift gears for a moment
Sure.
and talk about something that's been on my mind.
Okay.
We've discussed the benefits for individual businesses.
Yeah.
But what about the bigger picture?
Yeah.
How does AIA actually impact the UK economy as a whole?
That is a fantastic question. You see, AIA isn't just about helping individual businesses succeed.
Right.
It's about stimulating economic growth on a national scale.
Okay.
By incentivizing businesses to invest, the government is essentially injecting capital into the economy,
Right.
creating jobs and boosting productivity.
It's like a rising tide that lifts all boats.
Exactly.
One investment triggers another, and the positive effects kind of ripple throughout the entire economy.
Precisely. And here's where it gets really interesting.
Yep.
When businesses invest in new equipment, machinery, technology, it often leads to innovation
Right.
and increased competitiveness. They're able to produce goods and services more efficiently, offer higher quality products,
Yeah.
and expand into new markets.
So it's not just about quantity.
Yeah.
It's about quality as well.
It is.
AIA is helping to create a more dynamic and innovative business landscape in the UK.
Absolutely. And this increased competitiveness has a knock-on effect on a global scale.
Wow.
When UK businesses are thriving,
Yeah?
they're better positioned to compete in the international marketplace, attracting foreign investment and strengthening the UK's economic standing on the world stage.
Wow. I never even thought about it that way.
Yeah.
It's incredible how this one allowance can have such far-reaching consequences.
It really highlights the interconnectedness of things and
Yeah.
how smart policymaking can really create a win-win situation for everyone involved.
I feel like we've only just scratched the surface of this topic.
Me too.
There's so much more to explore
Yeah.
from the practicalities of claiming it
Yeah.
to its strategic implications for businesses of all sizes.
Not all sizes.
Speaking of creative ways to use AIA,
Yes.
I'm curious to hear your thoughts on something.
Okay.
We've talked about how businesses can use it to reduce their tax burden,
Yes.
free up cash flow for reinvestment. But can you give us some specific examples of how businesses are really using AIA strategically to fuel their growth?
Absolutely.
Are there any particularly innovative approaches out there?
One strategy that's becoming increasingly popular is using AIA to accelerate expansion plans.
Okay.
Let's say you're a restaurant owner and you've been dreaming of opening a second location.
Sure.
AIA can help you make that dream a reality sooner
Wow.
by offsetting the cost of outfitting your new kitchen
Right.
and your new dining area.
That's a great example. It's
Yeah.
like AIA is giving these businesses that financial breathing room
Yes.
to take those leaps of faith
Yes.
and pursue these ambitious projects that might have otherwise been out of reach.
Absolutely. And it's not just about physical expansion.
Okay.
AIA can also be a very powerful tool for investing in technology and innovation.
Uh-huh.
Imagine you're a manufacturer and you've had your eye on this new piece of equipment that can automate a key part of your production process.
Right.
AIA can help you make that investment, boost your efficiency, reduce your costs, and give you a competitive edge in the marketplace.
It's like AIA is helping businesses stay ahead of the curve and embrace the latest advancements in their industries.
Exactly. And here's another interesting trend that we're seeing.
Okay.
Businesses using AIA to acquire other businesses.
Oh, wow.
So let's say you're a growing company and you see an opportunity to acquire a smaller competitor
Right.
or a complementary business.
Uh-huh.
AIA can actually help you finance that acquisition
Really?
by offsetting the costs of purchasing new equipment or integrating the two businesses' operations.
Wow, that's a whole new level of strategic thinking.
It is.
It's like AIA is giving businesses this financial firepower
Yes.
to make bold moves and kind of reshape the competitive landscape.
Yeah, and it's not just about big, splashy investments either.
Okay.
AIA can be just as valuable for smaller businesses looking to make incremental improvement that can have a big impact on their bottom line. Let's say you're a small retail shop and you want to upgrade your point of sale system or invest in a new online store platform.
Okay.
AIA can help you make those upgrades, streamline your operations, enhance your customer experience, and ultimately boost your profits.
So whether you're a small business owner with a dream or a large corporation looking to make a strategic acquisition, AIA can play a crucial role in your success story.
Absolutely. It's a very versatile tool that can be adapted to a wide range of business needs and goals. The key is to understand its potential and use it strategically to create a brighter future for your business.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation.
It has.
We've gone from understanding the nuts and bolts of AIA to exploring its transformative impact on businesses and the economy as a whole.
Absolutely.
But before we wrap things up, I want to make sure we circle back and address one more practical aspect of claiming AIA that often trips people up.
Okay. What's that?
We've talked about meticulous record keeping, double-checking eligible expenses, understanding time apportionment. But let's talk about actually filing that AIA claim.
All right.
What's the process and what are some common pitfalls to avoid?
That's a great question. You're right. It's one thing to understand the ins and outs of AIA, but actually claiming it correctly is a whole other ballgame.
Right.
The good news is the process itself is relatively straightforward, especially if you've been diligent about record keeping.
Right.
The claim is made through your company's tax return. You'll need to provide the necessary information about your qualifying expenses when you file.
So that sounds simple enough. So where do people usually go wrong?
One common mistake is not providing enough detail in the claim.
Okay.
Remember those meticulously organized invoices and receipts that we talked about?
Yeah.
This is where they come in handy.
Right.
You need to be able to clearly demonstrate that each expense that you're claiming is eligible for AIA.
So it's not enough to just list the amounts? You need to paint a clear picture for HMRC, showing them exactly what you spent the money on and why it qualifies.
Precisely. Another common pitfall is making errors in calculations.
Right.
Remember, the AIA limit applies on an annual basis.
Right.
So you need to make sure that you are accurately calculating your allowance. Based on your accounting period and any time apportionment that might be required.
So double check those numbers, people.
Yes.
Don't let a simple math error cost you a valuable tax break.
Exactly. And finally, don't be afraid to seek professional help.
Okay.
If you are unsure about any aspect of the claiming process,
Right.
a qualified accountant can guide you through the intricacies,
Yeah.
ensure that you're claiming everything that you are entitled to, and just give you peace of mind that
Really?
your AIA claim is in good hands.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's best to leave it to the experts,
Yes.
especially when it comes to something as important as your business finances. So it sounds like claiming AIA correctly is all about attention to detail, making sure you dot your I's and cross your T's.
Absolutely. But the good news is the rewards are definitely worth the effort.
Absolutely. And speaking of rewards,
Yeah.
we've been so laser focused on AIA today.
We have.
But you mentioned earlier that it's not the only tax relief option available for businesses.
It isn't, no.
Can you remind us kind of what other tools are out there?
Yeah.
And how they might fit into a business's overall tax strategy?
You're right. AIA is a fantastic tool.
Yeah.
But it's not a one-size-fits-all solution.
Right.
There are a number of other tax relief options available.
Okay.
And one that often comes up alongside AIA is writing down allowances.
Okay, writing down allowances.
Yeah.
We roughly touched on those earlier.
We did, yeah.
Can you give us a refresher on how they work?
Sure.
And how they differ from AIA?
So in a nutshell, writing down allowances let you deduct a percentage of the cost of certain capital assets each year over a set period of time.
Okay.
Unlike AIA, where you deduct the full cost up front.
Right.
Writing down allowances spread the tax relief over the useful life of the asset.
So it's like a slow and steady approach to tax relief.
Yeah.
Compared to AIA's like more immediate impact.
Exactly. And the percentage that you can deduct each year depends on the type of asset and which pool it falls into.
Okay.
There are different pools for things like machinery equipment vehicles.
Right.
Each with its own specific rates.
It sounds like there's a whole other layer of complexity there.
Yeah, a little bit.
But how do businesses actually decide which approach is right for them?
Yeah.
AIA or writing down allowances, are there any rules of thumb?
It really depends on your individual circumstances and your goals. AIA, as we've said, is great for getting that quick tax break, boosting your cash flow in the short term.
Yeah.
Whereas writing down allowances
Yeah.
can be more beneficial for spreading that tax relief over a longer period.
Okay.
It's often a good idea to discuss your options with a tax professional to see what makes the most sense for you.
Sound advice. It's always best to get that expert guidance.
Definitely.
When navigating this complex world of taxes.
Yeah.
But let's zoom out for a moment and talk about the bigger picture again.
Sure.
We've discussed the benefits of AIA for individual businesses.
Yeah.
Even its impact on the UK economy as a whole.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, does AIA have any downsides?
That's a great question.
Are there any potential drawbacks or unintended consequences that we should be aware of?
Well, AIA is definitely a powerful tool for stimulating investment and growth. Some people do argue that it can lead to businesses making investment decisions primarily for tax purposes rather than for genuine business needs.
Okay, so there's a risk that businesses might overspend or make unwise investments just to kind of chase that tax deduction.
It's a possibility. It's crucial that businesses find that balance and make sure that every investment decision is driven by a sound business strategy, rather than purely by tax considerations.
Makes a lot of sense. It's like anything else, moderation and careful planning are key.
Exactly.
But overall, it seems like the benefits of AIA far outweigh any potential downsides.
I would agree.
AIA is a valuable tool that can really empower businesses to invest, grow, and create a more prosperous future for themselves and for the economy as a whole.
Absolutely.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into the world of AIA.
I think so.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from the basic mechanics to the strategic implications and even the potential pitfalls to avoid.
Absolutely.
I've learned so much, and I'm sure our listeners have too.
I hope so.
But remember, the learning doesn't stop here.
It doesn't.
We encourage you to continue exploring AIA, asking questions, seeking out expert advice to make sure you're maximizing those benefits for your business.
Absolutely. And don't forget to check out the resources available on the gov.uk website.
Great point.
And from reputable accounting firms like MA&CO Accountants.
Who provided the insights for our deep dive today.
Yeah, shout out to them.
They've got a wealth of information that can really help you navigate those complexities of AIA and make informed decisions for your business.
Great reminder. Always tap into those expert resources. Well, from all of us here at The Deep Dive, thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of AIA.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you found it insightful and empowering.
I hope so too.
Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep investing in your success.